There's a reason why there's people with millions in trades right now on Bitcoin. There's a reason why there's so much money pouring in. There's a reason why the market cap has gone up substantially in this month. So
Biggs and Bogs.
It's just like showing once in a while.
Oh, hey guys, welcome back to your Future Hand with Biggs and Bogs. I'm Marty Boggs.
And I'm Julian Biggs.
We don't have Spencer on sound and screens with us today, but that's okay, folks. We still like to come at you at least once a week or so and talk about some subjects that we believe will benefit your future hand. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and what are we up to today and how can we plan for tomorrow, Julian?
Thanks, Marty. Just going to get into it with a quick update today, little market scope. Things to be aware of this week, FOMC meeting, potentially raising the rates of interest in the United States. We did just do them here on Thursday in Canada as well. Didn't seem to affect the market much. We're still pumping, so let's get into it with the market scope.
What does it all mean, Julian?
What does it all mean?
Market scope?
Market scope. Okay, so just a quick look at the RSI here. We did talk about this thing, potentially having bigger moves up, even though it was kind of cooling down on this downtrend, and that's what's happening. You can see we're still forming lower highs on the RSI, but it's trending higher in the price, so we are due for a cool off. Just when is it coming? But let's get off the RSI and look at the candles here. See what's going on. So this is the daily. This yellow circle was the FTX collapse. So you can see that we did break that. We were talking about this 200 period EMA needing to break that. We did break that. Now this line here is the really important line that we have broken above. This line comes from the most recent all-time high. So this is a major deal to break this line. In my opinion, we are now above we're fighting a 300 period moving average now at this height. So
we said in our last video 19K, and it was basically based on if we saw a rejection from that line.
Right.
We have now crushed it.
Yeah.
And looking strong.
Yeah. So still, as soon as we knew we were going to stay above the 200 here, like things are moving north. So this is good to see. But where are we now? Like there's a couple little periods of resistance that we faced back here in July last year. So we're working on that right now. But I don't really see this thing slowing down.
All your DCAing is starting to pay off.
All that DCAing is starting to pay off. So we talked about the low of 15.4.
We're on the other
and then
side.
This first line, this orange line that we've had drawn here for a year or two, like we flipped that right on December 30th and got the confirmation. And then it's insane to see. So top of this target here for us, I think the next resistance is going to be looks like it's just 25K here is the top of this
and even if
here.
we hit 25K and go back down to 2018, even lower, like not even too big a deal. We've been trading this. It's been going good. We want to see a slower and steady growth. When it goes up so fast, it's got to come down fast usually.
But we also talked about...
But also when it goes down fast, it comes back up fast.
Yeah, we talked about it here, though. This thing, once it got moving... especially because of the interest from larger players. So the other thing we're seeing now in the news is people at Goldman Sachs and BlackRock and things like that saying, oh, Bitcoin's the best performing asset. Well, yeah, it is because it's up almost 40% since the bottom.
This talk gives us potential to have the biggest bull run in Bitcoin's history.
Yeah, and we talked about it happening so fast that you're going to feel like you missed it, because if you weren't buying heavy at the bottom here and we're up 40%, now it feels scary to get in, right?
Yeah.
Because we're now kind of in this euphoria state. But this is why we say, how long are you going to wait? Are you going to wait from 15K to 20K, from 20K to 25K? Like, how long will you wait before you're comfortable getting into the market, which is why you have to DCA, right?
Usually you just pick your day of the week or whatever you do
and just continue to buy.
And look for red candles and try and buy when you see some red candles on your DCA day.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. That's it. Like, that's all you really got to do. If you even want to look at the candles, you don't even have to look at the candles. If you don't want to.
Look at just how
DCA. Just roll.
Freaking perfect that came off there, right? Like,
bing. Yeah, it's perfect.
And that was December 30th.
There's a reason why there's people with millions in trades right now on Bitcoin. There's a reason why there's so much money pouring in. There's a reason why the market cap has gone up substantially in this month. So, I mean, another reason too, like a lot of people think, oh, it's January hype, like it's gonna come back down, which it might come back down a little bit, but like we're looking for a higher low in that case, right? Which is totally sustainable, a correction. There's probably a fib level that we're coming out, a golden pocket. We'll probably come back and tap a golden pocket or whatever. So that's totally fine. But the thing the thing that I want to actually talk about is like they're trying to talk about a recession in the mainstream media now, but it's like really That's just a scare tactic for them to make you not want to buy because they think it's going to go lower, right?
Right. So let's look at what's happened with the U.S. dollar.
And us as traders, we're trying to front run the market so we can trade in our advantage.
Right.
And the market is front running the economy and society. And so it's so far ahead just by watching these charts than they'll ever be because, well, I don't know. Just all entertainment is pretty much shit these days.
Right. And so, here's look at the U.S. dollar. Right? Look at the U.S. dollar, and what do we say when we were at the top here? We were saying that we had to, and this is when we were calling the bottom of Bitcoin was back here in October, and we were saying that we needed the U.S. dollar to come down, and once the U.S. dollar started collapsing underneath this 200 is when we were going to see a boost in the markets, right? So, and back in October is when I put this yellow circle here. And so that's exactly what's played out too. U.S. dollar's now collapsed back to $1. So, I think it's going to float around here. I don't know if it's got too much further to go down before another retest of the 200. But
they're going to try and push it up. They're going to do all they can to try and push it up. So just keep that in mind. So we do know it's just not going to last.
So February 1st here, if they do raise interest rates, we potentially could see a little flick up for the dollar and a little bit of a retest, and a cool off,
which would coincide with a little cool off for Bitcoin, right? That'd be healthy. That'd be good to see. Yeah. And we'll buy that dip. We won't trip. We'll buy that dip.
So SPX, we're back at the heights of December. We had that double top before the dump there, and that big cup and handle breakout. We were talking about that here, and so we're at these levels where things could cool off again. But this is the third test of this height again. So maybe it does break out here.
You know what? I think that it's probably going to break out a little bit. And then I think if we do see some more like recession type things, I think it'll be later in the year. You know what I mean? So like,
well, between March and June, say.
Well, there's going to be I think even later, because I think there's going to be, there might be a little bit of a tax crash in March, whatever, right? People sell off to do taxes. You got to balance the books or whatever. That's March, April, right? So that usually happens. COVID crash was March, right? Like that's pretty standard for end of February to beginning of April to be iffy, right, in the market. So you might see that, but then I think we'll probably have if we have a nice beginning to the summer and then it just kind of mellows out after that, then we might see a bit of a crash when people come back from holidays, because we know the summer not too much happens in July and August. But maybe we see retail come in the summer. Maybe we see a lot of retail come in the summer, and then that leads to September, the institutions coming back in and being like, damn, look what happened over the summer, like. And then it's on, right? We know that we've already seen the panic buy over the last month, right? Like
they're just going to continue to DCA though too. Like larger hedge funds that are looking at this now, I think they'll just DCA and they'll go in and out, right? Trying to beat this market and stack their Bitcoin up. So, DCA
all the way.
It's the only way.
All right, well, that's about it. I think we're out of time for today.
Just a quick update.
Yeah. Pigs and Bugs out. Peace. Pigs and Bugs. Have a good week. Make sure you do something good for yourself.
Yeah.
All right.